Whether you are building a new home or thinking about home improvements, there are a few upgrades that will really improve the value of your home, not to mention make it feel a little more high-end. Designer Joseph Ward is here to share 5 home upgrades he says you will never regret. I'm always so grateful for the chance to learn from you. Thanks for being here.
Good to be here.
What's your criteria for these no-regret improvements?
My criteria is just like more of a space you enjoy to live in.
Yeah.
And with it comes extra value. But I don't, as a designer, I don't get too caught up about the financials. I get caught up about the experience.
You're looking at the now.
Yeah.
There's some terribly sad meme going around right now saying, you know, someday someone else will own your home, someone else will own all of your possessions, which is true ultimately for all of us. So you're saying just enjoy your space, create a space that's enjoyable now.
That's how I see it. A financial advisor might disagree.
You pinpointed 5 specific things that we won't regret, starting with the trim package.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're building a new house, you're remodeling a house, you know, they'll come in, they'll be like, okay, we can. You know, it's going to cost X, Y, Z to get your baseboards in, to get the trim around your doors, the trim around your windows. You might have crown if that's the style of your home. You might have some other details on the ceiling. So oftentimes what we will do, or you'll do in the industry, is like, oh, let's just put this trim detail in the main rooms or the public rooms. But in your private bedrooms and stuff, let's not do it to save money. That was one of those things that I don't think it's worth it.
You say
I say do it.
Go for it.
Go for it because long term, the likelihood of you putting it in later is low. In fact, the point matching is low. What's in the rest of the home, and being the same quality of finish and stuff is also low. You know, so you paint it or something. So these are things I'm like, you just want this nice cohesive vibe throughout your whole house. You don't want this nice finished vibe in your main area, and your bedrooms or back of house is kind of like wah wah, you know. So
designed for you. Trim is one of those details too that I think makes such a beautiful difference.
Yeah, like a bigger baseboard. That's one, like, kind of regardless of your ceiling heights. If you do a bigger baseboard, that helps.
Yeah. All right, next on your list, you recommend hardwood floors in all public spaces.
Yeah, so again, that's another place where you're remodeling or it's a new home and they give you options. You could do tile here or hardwood here or carpet here. In the public spaces, instead of breaking it up with, I'm gonna have a landing in front of my front door and my hallway is carpeted. That's not worth it. At the end of the day, it's gonna get hammered, it's gonna get trashed. Same thing in the family room, like, oh, let's define the family room with this carpet square. And I'm like, it's not worth it. Just do the whole thing, wood, stop defining the spaces with these little cutouts, and use rugs and things like that. And again, just the wear and tear. I mean, carpet will get hammered in a year or 2. Yeah.
What about bedrooms?
For smaller homes where this bedrooms are more typical, not like they're massive, but when they're like 12 by 12, I would carpet them.
Okay.
I'm cool with that because by the time you put in furnishings and stuff, you really you don't need to break up the room.
Got it.
And that's why but a larger, you know, master suite or something like that, I could see you wanting to put in some hardwood and break it up with rugs.
Is there a finish or a hardwood you're loving lately, a look that kind of has your eye?
No, it depends on the style, but I do love, I still am a fan of like real hardwood floors that you sand and stain on site.
Okay.
I like that.
Next, you say we won't regret tall ceilings.
Yeah, so this is another one where it's like, and all of these things that we've talked about so far are difficult to upgrade later. And obviously ceilings is one of them. It's like, there's no way I'm going to raise the roof on the house. I mean, right? The chance.
I love that you said raise the roof. Okay.
Because that's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things where it's like, if you have the option to go to 9, say you know, a builder's giving you an 8-foot ceiling option, which is the minimum. You can go to 9 or 10, depending on the scale of your home. It's worth it because you cannot modify that later, obviously. What
comes to mind with lighting in terms of upgrades and feeling enjoyment out of what we're seeing and experiencing?
Yeah. So again, the cheapest way that you run into in putting in lighting is put in a light fixture. And that's typically is pretty good, you know, because light fixtures, I like them as accents, I like them as anchoring a room.
Yeah.
However, I think that's more appropriate for smaller rooms, like a bedroom. So in a bedroom, I don't feel compelled to put like a bunch of cans. I'm like, no, I think a cool fixture in the center of a room would set it off. But like in a family room or down hallways, I don't want this one fixture. Or I don't want, you know, going down the hallway, I don't want a fixture.
You want the extension of lighting provided through cans. I feel like cans are kind of hotly debated in the design world.
They are, yeah, totally. Depends on the size of them too. I think that's the big debate. Is like when you put them in, there's some big ones and they're kind of ugly. And then there's smaller, more delicate ones and they're more expensive.
I've heard them called puck lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go for the smaller size?
Yeah, if you're gonna do, and you do, I mean, let's be honest, you need cans, especially in a big room.
Sure.
But not in smaller rooms, you don't.
Okay, finally, upgrading the countertops. What countertops are most ideal?
Yeah, again, I would go with like a quartz, which is a man-made product. I think that is the best on the market right now. Porcelain tiles, the large format porcelain tiles, have you heard of these by chance? Those are, I like those as well.
For a countertop?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's most appropriate for modern square edges. They don't do profiles. You can't do a profile with these porcelain tiles. But I'd say quartz, again, a natural stone, a granite or a quartzite. Again, that's things that's going to be hard to upgrade later.
Yeah.
It's either going to ruin something, if that makes sense, in your
Sure.
efforts to rip out the old and put in the new, so just go with it.
And is that a value added, do you think, the countertops?
Yeah, all of these things are.
Okay.
I don't know the number to it, but especially if you're trying to sell it and someone's walking through it, they're going to notice a difference between a house that's like wall-to-wall carpet and one that's wall-to-wall wood. Or one that has accent lighting in the kitchen, you know what I mean, and one that doesn't. Those things will really sell. They'll stand out to the buyer.
Love learning from your talented brain. Where can we see more of your work?
Homewarddesign.com and Homeward Design on Instagram.
Okay, we'll link you there from our website. Thank you so much.
Thank you.